Hi Cancer, my name's Leona from Supra Conscioussoul, and this is your April love reading. So, basically, if I didn't get round to your reading last month, towards the end of the month, I do apologise, but I had nerve damage, nerve pain going through my sciatic, through my hip, couldn't stand, couldn't walk, so I had to do some intensive yoga. So I had to take, it's like my body was saying that you're stressed, that stress was going around my body, and I had to just take some time out and heal myself. So we come into the reading with the Ace of Swords, Cancer. So this is you coming through a period where you feel like there's a lot more clarity, you're a lot more focused, you know where you want to go, it's like you have direction. There's also been some recent victory. That victory could have been in communication, it could have been in getting more clarity. It's also running underneath the energy, so it could be that there's a need for more communication or a need for more direct communication or straight to the point communication. It's about staying focused and having clarity in the situation. It's also about having an awakening or an epiphany. It's about like a revelation. It's like, wow, it's one of those moments where it kind of just changes the course of where you want to go, because now you have a lot more clarity, now you're focused, now you have a direction. So I feel like you're at this point. You're also at a point where we have the Six of Cups coming into the reading. So this is saying that you're wanting to kind of get to a place of peace, harmony and balance. This is also things working out really well in terms of relationships for you, yeah? But it's feeling like emotionally there's a sense of reciprocation, there's a sense of balance, there's a sense of harmony, there's a sense of the relationship working. Now that's underneath the Page of Wands, so this is a fire sign, or this is you having this kind of free spirit energy, wanting to have more of a free spirit energy, having more adventure, bringing more romance in. This could also be a message coming in that allows you to go and travel, that allows you to open up into new directions. And I also feel like it could be a relationship coming in where you are now just focused on this relationship. It's taken up all your time, it's taken up all your energy. There's a lot of a passion and adventure, but there's also this sense of wanting to be a free spirit, because you're moving away from something. Mentally, you're moving away from, this is another six as well. So it's like mentally, in order to create this emotional balance, you're having to leave behind certain things within the past. This is also talking about not wanting to stay in those rough waters anymore. It's about wanting to have a more peaceful, calmer, more serene life. Now that could have been linked to this communication, yeah? There could have been this clarity of communication. There could have been this intense kind of argument, debate, whatever you want to call it, but there was some kind of, somebody got kind of put in their place in a sense as well with this, and you want to kind of move away from that energy now. It's like you drew the line in the sand and then there was no crossing that point. So now you're wanting this balance, this harmony, you're wanting this sense of freedom. I feel like you feel like you didn't have this sense of freedom before, all this openness. It could also be a relationship that kind of comes and whisks you off your feet, because the Six of Cups is also talking about gifts. So it could be a fire sign that comes and whisks you off your feet and takes you away from focusing on this stuff, takes you away from focusing on the mental anxiety or the mental tension or the feeling like mentally you're out of balance. So it takes you away from that. However, this month I do feel like there could be points where you kind of teeter between feeling like, remembering, feeling like you've been hurt, feeling like you're in pain, feeling like it's almost like you've been betrayed. There is that balance. It's like you could also, this could also be a relationship that comes back in from the past for some of you. And it comes back in, and and it makes you think about that past betrayal. It makes you think about that past. There could have been a situation with three people in the relationship, some sort of triangle perhaps. It also could be that it's like you allowed somebody to hurt you 3 times, and then you kind of put an end to it. Although there was good times, so that was the balance, but you kind of feel like you might have had to cut them off or draw the line in the sand in order to get back this harmony, in order to get back this balance. So then that leaves you in a place where you're kind of, it's old wounds being triggered as well with the 3 with the 6 and the 3 of Swords and the 6 of Cups. It's like feeling like past, it could be emotional wounds that haven't quite healed yet, and they're still very touchy for you as well. So it's like you could be feeling a little bit defensive, yeah, or a little bit like you like somebody comes in and they kind of take your defenses down as well for some of you. It could be a relationship where there was some betrayal or there was some past hurt. Now you're looking at where the energy is going. This is looking at the pros and cons of a relationship, weighing it up. This is in the center of the reading. It's also looking at the past and what you've been through, and realizing that you have the world in the palm of your hand, so to speak. It's giving you that freedom. It's like that focus now has moved outwards. You're wanting to get away from manipulation. You're wanting to get away from any kind of feeling like people are taking advantage of your energy. You could be, instead of, it also talks about energy going underneath, and it could be subtle manipulation as well. Also with the Page of Swords, that can talk about somebody being a bit cunning, a bit decisive, a little bit manipulative. Yeah, it could also be about somebody who's been wounded in the past, and they kind of putting up their barriers as well. They're kind of, it's like a defense mechanism where you attack instead of thinking about it. It's like an instinct or a reaction with the Page of Swords as well. The Page of Swords can also be about news that comes in unexpectedly. Yeah. Now, what I don't like is that it's underneath the Devil. This could be something that comes in. It could be something to do with something unexpected to do with possibly custody of a child, because the Page of Swords also represents a child. This child could have got in trouble with the law for some of you, because this Page of Swords is like a coming of age card. So there could be a lot of heartbreak around that. Things in the home could be good for some of you, but there's heartbreak around this child for some of you. And you're having to deal with that. It could be with the Devil that the law gets involved, or it could be that it's to do with something, the material world, something that's holding you, something that's controlling you, something that kind of dominates the material world. This is about bills. This is also about an offer that comes in unexpectedly. It could be an offer of some kind of arrangement, some kind of engagement, some kind of terms as well with the Page of Swords. But whatever these terms are, or whatever this thing is, it's like you're being called to look at whether you can deal with all the terms of that, or with all the aspects of that. With the Seven of Swords in reverse as well, it could also be that there's something that you're overlooking with the Seven of Swords as well. That is underneath. So we have the Three of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. So there could be something that you're missing, something that you're overlooking. It could be to do with a third party situation. It could be somebody You're looking at whether these two energies go together, whether you want to move forward with that energy, because it's about having a choice, making a decision. This balancing of whether weighing things up, whether you can move forward with it. However, there is some commitment that's involved with it. That could be marriage, that could be engagement for some of you guys. However, be careful to look at all of the look at everything that's involved. However, you do end with the 6 of Wands, which is the victory card. This is celebration. This is also another 6. So you got the 3 sixes there. You also got a 7, 2, a page, another page. So that also, this page of Wands here could also be another child for some of you. But I get that it's like a childlike energy coming in. It could be a new relationship, and perhaps this child is going kind of off rails because of this relationship coming in. So we have this weighing up with the Devil card here. The Devil card could also be that this child's on some sort of roller coaster or something. It could be that the relationship was on a roller coaster. But the 6 of Wands is about victory, and it's also about a coming together of energy. So we also have the engagement card. It says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Now that is in terms of after you've done the weighing up, yeah. It's also the 7 of Swords is also getting away. I feel like you could have got away from a situation for some of you guys. It's like there was this communication in the beginning, yeah, and then you kind of got this balance back. Then there was this, you had to make this decision, and you kind of got away from this energy perhaps. And then we have this thing that comes in unexpectedly as well. The Page of Swords, yeah, it's news delivered unexpectedly, but it's quite harshly, quite, it's in the reverse. So it's, or it could be that you're feeling like you can't communicate your needs about something, yeah. We also have Blossoming Abundance, and that's number 3 in reverse. So it's like there's this energy of 3 things not coming together. It could be mother, child, father. Something's not gelling quite right in terms of that. But I feel like it's affecting finances for you guys right now. Or finances could also be a factor that is affecting. Maybe you want to get engaged but the finances aren't there. Someone's feeling a little bit defensive about that. Or it could be this, somebody comes to a kind of realization and they make this offer of commitment with the Devil as well. But it's asking you also to love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. With the Blossoming Abundance in reverse, it can talk about feeling like there's a lack of finances, but it's also about the seeds that you're sowing. So although these seeds, you may not feel like you have everything you need even out of a relationship at the moment, but it's saying that these seeds are being sown, and this is a process. You also got 46, which is 10, end of a cycle. Yeah, and it's talking new beginnings. It's talking about somebody, a thinking man. It can talk about a relationship where a guy comes into your life and they're very, it could be in terms of school, it could be you meet them in education, but there's somebody who's very intelligent, or there's somebody that can help you with your situation. So Spirit's saying to look out for this person that can help you to get through a situation and to think more clearly about it. We also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So that could be with the Page of Swords as well in reverse. This is not being able to open up, yeah. Then we do have the Devil, which is the deepening of a bond, yeah, which is, it's like total commitment to a relationship. But there needs to be this opening up first in terms of communication. So with the love yourself first, it's about asking you, it's about healing those wounds, yeah. It's about allowing yourself the time to go through that healing, through that process. You could have been weighing up and looking at all relationships in the past that were manipulative, looking at what went wrong in that sense. We also have contract, yeah. So that is saying that there's a commitment or a deepening of commitment for you this month. This is also another 6, so that's 4 sixes for you guys. And it's saying that there's love, there's harmony, there's commitment. It's talking about a legal issue. It could be to do with marriage. It could be to do with finances, contracts in terms of a home. But there is definitely a deepening. And the 6 is about love, money, family, harmony, building more stability and more balance. It's about reciprocity. So I hope this has helped. Take care. Stay blessed. Thanks for